Good evening and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, the police hierarchy wields the big stick, sacks 6 personnel for allegedly compromising their duties. UK court to decide on the hearing of a case filed by 2 Nigerian communities against oil giant Shell over alleged oil spill. In continuation of our 2016 review, tonight we focus on the education sector. And President Buhari, other African leaders set to take a decisive action on the Gambia.
And on business news tonight, Nigeria's stock market records its first gain in the first trading week of 2017.
And on sports news tonight, Premier League leaders Chelsea confirmed the transfer of Super Eagles captain Mikel Obi to Chinese club Tianjin Teda.
I'm Linda Kibe, and from Abuja, the Federal High Court in Lagos orders the temporary forfeiture of over $153 million allegedly siphoned by a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Dezani Alison Madueke.
We begin tonight with a big stick which the Nigerian police hierarchy today wielded on some of its personnel. The police authority says it has dismissed 6 officers attached to the governor of Rivers State during the National Assembly rerun elections in the state. The Force Public Relations Officer, Mr. Don Awuna, told journalists at a news conference in Abuja that the dismissed officers acted contrary to the laws that ought to have guided their conduct during the exercise. Meanwhile, some of the dismissed police officers who were present during the briefing voiced their disagreement with the decision, although journalists were not allowed to speak to them.
In spite of strict warnings and instructions from the IGP that all police personnel on election duty should be of good conduct, and this is from escorting their principals, notably public office holders and politicians, to polling units throughout the period of election, some recalcitrant police personnel were still found blatantly breaching these directives. This is unacceptable by all standards in the force. These acts, if not checked, can be inimical to the discipline and proper administration of the force. Their actions are capable of bringing the entire Nigerian police force to disrepute and portray the force in a very bad light as a lawless organization, not guided by the rule of law. The 6 police officers, after the conclusion of investigation into this public mischief, were subjected to internal disciplinary measures, found guilty, and consequently dismissed from the force. They will be prosecuted under the Electoral Act to serve as deterrent to others.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State government, through the State Commissioner for Information, Austin Tam George, has described the sack of the 6 policemen as a sad one for professionalism in the Nigeria police force. In a statement concerning the matter, he says the officers committed no crime other than stopping an assassination attempt on the life of the governor. The statement goes further to say that the officers are the latest victims of the authoritarianism of the APC government. It also called on Nigerians to demand the immediate reinstatement of the officers and for the Inspector General of Police to allow an independent inquiry. About 14 military operations are currently going on across the country to combat security challenges and protect Nigeria's territorial integrity. That's according to the Acting Director, Public Affairs Defense Headquarters, Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar, who is in the Niger Delta with his team on the security information tour. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ure has more.
Sustaining the successes recorded in the fight against insurgency in the northeast, the killings in southern Kaduna, herdsmen, farmers clashes across the country, and the crisis in the Niger Delta. These are amongst other things requiring the attention of the Nigerian military. And ensuring that there is informed public perception of military operations in the face of these challenges is why the spokesman of the Defense Headquarters is in Rivers State as part of an information tour of the 6 geopolitical zones.
Information is very key to any internal security operations. It's very, very important that we have information so that we become proactive in preempting what most of these criminal gangs are doing.
The Rivers State Commissioner for Information says the government is committed to supporting the security agencies in the state.
So as I speak, there are about 40 APCs, armored personnel carriers, parked in the premises of the government house, recently procured by Governor Wike in order to give continuous support, not just to the police, but the joint security forces.
That done, the Brigadier General then meets with members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the state for an interactive session.
We are all aware that media plays a very important role, in mitigating conflicts and equally foster peaceful, coexistence, peaceful and harmonious coexistence among people.
As the Nigerian military continues its operations to combat the security challenges across the country, many expect to see peace and security return to the troubled areas. Emmanuel Irei, Channels Television News.
Staying with security, the Nigerian Air Force is seeking more support and partnership from the United States of America, especially in the fight against terror. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, said this during a meeting with the new American ambassador to Nigeria, adding that the Air Force has over the years enjoyed the support of the U.S. in its various operations. On his part, the U.S. ambassador, Mr. William Simonton, stressed Nigeria's importance not only to Africa, but the world at large.
We believe that you are in the forefront of fighting against insurgency globally. And we are also very happy with the relationship that has existed and is still, existing between the Nigerian Air Force and some of your forces, particularly the air element. We have enjoyed a lot of support in our fight against insurgency. We believe that there are certain other areas that we believe we can still explore in order to make the Air Force more effective.
And I'm also here to underscore that while I am your United States ambassador to Nigeria, I and the people of this United States Embassy, this mission, will do everything we possibly can to, in partnership with you, advance those common interests and those common principles. When we think of Nigeria, think of the importance of your country. We think of this as important not just to the people of Nigeria, but to the country itself. We think that your future, the future of West Africa, and the world together are joined with our own future.
The Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has assured citizens of the state of government's protection, especially residents of southern Kaduna who've come under renewed attack by alleged herdsmen. The governor insists he is committed to social justice and anyone found wanting will face the full wrath of the law.
For some weeks now, some communities in southern Kaduna State have been under siege, attacked by suspected herdsmen. The affected communities include Goska, Jama'a, Kauru Kaura, Godo, Ninte and Chawai. Houses, shops, motorcycles, farmlands destroyed during the attacks. Before now, the residents here are largely farmers who live in their own homes and farmlands. But now they claim everything they have worked for is gone. They say they have now become refugees in their own land.
What we saw is an attack that we saw that very day. And the attack is still going on now. Even day before yesterday and yesterday too. The attack around Godo side, the villages within Godo, they have burned all their places.
In fact, they finished that area. There is not a single house there that remains. And the other area, there are a few houses that still remains, but most of the houses has been burned.
In a new twist, however, the leadership of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria says the killing of some foreign herdsmen and their cattle during the 2011 post-election crisis may be the major cause of this renewed attack.
All the killings, all the attacks, most of them are as a result of reprisal. Wherever you see, whichever village you see being attacked, in one way or the other, they might have attacked other people.
To put an end to the crisis, the state governor, Nasir El-Rufai, has promised to punish anyone or group of people found culpable.
Have the confidence that the authorities, law enforcement, will be there to intervene if you have a problem. You don't have to resort to self-help. You don't have to take the law into your own hands.
Soldiers and other security agents have since been deployed to the affected areas.
As of this morning, I can assure you that the area is very, very calm. We have not recorded any incidents within these few days after the major incident that led to this present crisis.
The president has also ordered the Inspector General of Police to ensure normalcy is returned in the area. With all the efforts from the state and federal governments, most expect the attacks will become a thing of the past, allowing the people of southern Kaduna go back to their normal lives.
To the southeast now, property worth millions of naira have been destroyed in an overnight fire that gutted the popular Nnewi timber markets in Anambra State. Although no life was lost in the inferno, the traders say they have suffered immeasurable losses and are calling on the state government to come to their rescue.
The year 2017 may have started well for many. With less than 1 week into the new year, some traders at the popular Nnewi timber market are already counting their losses from a fire outbreak that gutted a section of the market. The fire, which started during the night when the traders were away, left its trail of destruction running into millions of naira. While some struggle to recover what is left from their shops, there is nothing to rescue for some others.
It was yesterday around after 1. I got a call that my shop has already been burnt.
It's very, very painful. I had this thing by 4 o'clock this morning.
The traders say the quantum of damage is not one they can bear alone. They are therefore seeking the assistance of the state government. There are speculations that the fire was caused by bad boys who smoke around the market.
What I know is that the fire started from the Gosby here, as early as 10 minutes after 1 this morning. So our man is here. They are now fighting the fire.
There are also reports that the fire had gotten to an advanced state before the fire service arrived. The Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations says the team will investigate the matter.
The fire experts, that's the fire service personnel, will conduct investigations into the immediate or remote causes of the fire.
The Harmattan season is often characterized by incidents of fire outbreaks, and there is need for more careful handling and storage of inflammable substances.
Time appears to be running out for Gambian President Yahya Jammeh, as President Muhammadu Buhari and other African leaders will tomorrow take a decision on the political impasse in the country arising from his resolve not to hand over power to President-elect Adama Barrow. This was made known to journalists in Abuja by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu. He explained that the crucial meeting of the African leaders would hold in Accra, Ghana, after the inauguration of Ghana's President-elect Nana Akufo-Addo. President Buhari is the chief mediator in the crisis and is set to be committed towards ensuring that the political logjam is resolved. President Jammeh had made a U-turn after conceding defeat to Mr. Barrow in the election, vowing to approach the court over what he termed irregularities in the election.